Hi, I'm Big Sis.
Hi, I'm Little Sis.
And welcome to The Eyes Have It. Today I'm here to do, or we are here to do, my winter Q&A answers. You very nicely gave me some questions. Sissy is going to read them, and I'm going to answer them. Missy May, down off the table, please. Go ahead, Sissy.
Who is your favorite YouTuber? By Mother Nugget.
Mother Nugget. Okay, that's really hard. I will say, when I started, Emily Noel 83, absolutely positively. She's the one that inspired me to do my own channel. Now, gosh, there's so many. I really like watching Mary Ellen Over 60, probably is one of my faves. And also like Glitzy Fritzy, Natalie the Beauty Diva, Marlene Fab and Glam. So, yeah, I'd say Mary Ellen of those.
What's the most beautiful place you've ever been to? Kara Guz.
Okay, Carla Goat. Carol Goose. Okay, here again, that's pretty difficult, but I'd have to say Hawaii. I've been to Maui, the big island of Hawaii, and Kauai, and it's really hard to say among those. I would say the Hana area of Maui and the north end of Kauai.
Sophia Lee asks, when did your love for makeup start? What is your profession? Is it your dream job? And how old is your Belle, which is Missy?
Okay, the first one was, how long have I been into makeup?
Yep.
You know, I was into makeup as a teenager, but I wasn't allowed to wear it. So really when I moved to DC at 18 and started working, I got into makeup, and then I got really into makeup probably in my early 30s, and then not again until about 6, 7 years ago when I started watching YouTube. And the next one was, what do I do for a living?
What is your profession?
Yeah, I'm retired, but my profession was a regulatory officer in a federal government agency. So I helped coordinate all the regulations for my agency. I made sure that they were written correctly, and I edited them and got them published. And there was something else about my job.
Is it your dream job?
No, it was definitely not my dream job, but I was very, very well suited to it because I'm a very detail-oriented person, almost to the point of being anal retentive. And so it was a perfect job for me because that job needed someone who was by the books and was not going to let anything slide. And that's who I am.
And how old is Missy?
Missy just turned 10 on December 29th.
So, what's her name?
Ranalyn.
Ranalyn asked, what's the best thing about being on YouTube? What is your biggest weakness? What is your favorite pieces of jewelry?
Okay. My favorite thing about being on YouTube is developing the relationships with you, my viewers and friends and subscribers, and also developing the friendships with all the other content creators. The mature beauty community is very large and full of wonderful, strong women. So, yeah, fantastic. And what was the second question?
What is your biggest weakness?
My biggest weakness? I have plenty. I'm trying to think. I think, and to me this is not a weakness, but I was told it was in my career. I care too much. And so when I go into something, I go into it full force. There is no halfway for me. It is just, there's no black or white. It's just, bam, it's done well, it's done on time. But yeah, sometimes I care too much, and that gets me in places where it hurts my feelings, or it gets me disappointment because I'm going full force while people around me are often not. And my favorite jewelry, I brought some to show you. This is Chloe and Isabel, and it is a beautiful double pendant. This is sort of a sea glass color, and this is a really interesting, I don't even know what it is. It's almost like an opal, but I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see the coloring in there. That's Chloe and Isabel. This was a gift from my friends and next door neighbors who go to Italy almost every year, and it is volcanic rock. These black pieces are volcanic rock, and then it's got the shimmer beads and the turquoise in between. And I don't know the company on that. There's no company on the.
It was on the tag, but it was
Yeah, right. And I don't have the tag.
I have the It's a Halloween colored version of it. It's a bracelet.
Right. And then this is a Chloe and Isabel set that I got. My most recent Chloe and Isabel purchase that I just love. It is a drop pendant with a beautiful snake chain, very slick and smooth, so it doesn't catch on your clothes. And it's got this thing at the top where you can make it any length you want. So you can wear it short, you can wear it long, whatever. And then I also got, because it was a good sale, I got the bracelet that goes with it. And it's blue, it's dark blue, light blue, purple, pearl, and maybe a little black in there. I can't tell what that one is. But yeah, very pretty. And dainty, you know, it's not a big, chunky piece of jewelry. Okay.
The next question is coming from Courtney. She said, "What is the best concert you have ever been to?"
You know, I live in a small beach town. I haven't been to a concert in many years, but I will say probably two of the best I've ever been to was in my youth. I went to see Hall & Oates, and I was a big fan of Hall & Oates, their sound and their songs. And the thing that amazed me is when you see them live, they sound just like the record, which many acts don't. And the other one was maybe 20 years ago, I got to see Etta James live in D.C., the one who sings, "At last, my love has come along." And she was, she was well in her elder years when I saw her, and she had to sit down to sing. But man, she was something.
The next question comes from Miss Loretta. She said...
She has a couple, I think.
The question is, I would like to know if you volunteer and where. What is your favorite charity? What is your favorite food? Do you cook much? How often do you eat out? What favorite food?
Okay, that's a lot. Okay, let me try to get through that. I'm going to go from the back just because that's the first thing I remember. I try to limit my eating out to once a week just because I'm already big and the fat and salt that's in restaurant food isn't good for any of us. So I try to limit it to once a week. And what I do is I do not cook every night. I never have. Well, I will say maybe in my early 20s. But for most of the last 30 years, I cook one dish and several servings of a dish, and then I eat that for a couple of days. Then I cook something else and eat that for a couple of days. So I do that most of the time. And favorite food, pizza, steak, french fries. What was the first part?
What is your favorite charity?
Charity? Big Brothers Big Sisters. If you don't know, if you shop on Amazon very much, there is a way, it's a program called Amazon Smiles, and there is a way to donate to your favorite charity with everything you buy on Amazon. And my donations go to Big Brothers Big Sisters. And what kind of volunteer work do I do? Currently, because of my year of hell last year, I'm off of all volunteer jobs except for this, and I don't consider this a volunteer job. I consider this my family. Mm-hmm. But being a big sister is a volunteer job, and I heartily recommend that you look into being a big sister or big brother wherever you live. There is always a waiting list of children who need a big, and you only are required to spend 2 hours a month with your little. I spend a lot more than that with this one.
Yes, you do.
Because we're family, and we love each other and we love hanging out with each other. But you are only required to do two hours a month, and so I heartily recommend it. It's very fulfilling. I have also volunteered as a tutor at the elementary school for 6 years. I was a reader at a preschool for 5.5 years. I've worked at the local food bank. I've worked at the local university in the plant research area.
She worked at my school.
I worked at her school.
In my elementary school.
Right.
For volunteering.
And that's how we met.
Helped me.
Yeah. I met being her tutor and mentor in school, and now I'm still her mentor.
Yep.
And so I've done a lot of volunteer jobs, and I need to get back to that. But during the year of hell, I was really not able to do that.
Okay, so the next question is by Juanita. Have you ever been married?
I have not. I know I'm an anomaly. I'm 65 years old and never married. But you know what? I was at a luncheon yesterday with a bunch of ladies that I didn't know. I was invited. It was like a group, like a meetup group. And I was invited by my best friend to come and meet them. And one of the other ladies there was in the same situation. And we were talking about it. And I said, you know what? Even at a young age, I was just of the mind I was never going to settle. If I couldn't find the right man for me, it wasn't going to happen. And it didn't, you know, and I dated a lot, and I had really bad taste in men. And as a result, I met a lot of guys that were good looking and fun and stuff like that, but they were not people that I would want to settle down with. And I just never was good at meeting guys that were there for the long haul. So therefore, I'm still single. Okay.
Mary Ellen after 60 asked, I wonder what happened when you were 40 that helped you gain confidence and self-esteem. And then, yeah.
I think there's a little bit more to that.
I would also love to know your top favorite movies. And that's it.
Okay. Top favorite movies. Wow. I used to be a humongous movie fan. I used to go to the movies weekly. And I used to have my own movie review website years ago. But I don't get to the movies as much anymore. But let me see of the ones I've seen lately. Oh, the movie with Sally Hawkins, not the new one, not the something about water, that she's up for an Oscar for. But the one last year that I think she was also up for an Oscar for, it was about her and Ethan Hawke.
The one with the prince and the...
No. And she was a strange young single person, and her family was kept wanting her to get married off. This was back in the day. And there was this widower farmer, and he needed help around the house, and so he hired her, and they ended up getting married. It was so good. And I'm just trying to think of some of the movies we've seen lately. Most of the movies that my best friend and I go to are independent films, and so they may not be ones that you've heard of. And what was the other part before the movies? Oh, what changed me?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there was any, like, BAM or anything that changed me. I think what it was is just, you know, and I've heard this from other women, you get to 40 or 50 and you suddenly have this clarity about your life and who you are. And at 40, I just kind of came to this point where I said, you know what? I know what I want. I know what I don't want. I'm not going to take anybody's shit anymore. And this is who I am, you know? And who I am is okay for me. If it's not okay with you, then I guess we're not going to be friends or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. But that's who I am. And so I think at 40, what happened is I just came into this realization that after a lifetime of low self-esteem and feeling bad about my body and all this kind of stuff, that I just said, you know, that's BS. It's just BS. It's holding you back. And get rid of it. And so I did, and I moved forward, and I'm a totally different person now.
Susie QB asked,
Sorry, my eyes are watering.
well, she asked the same question as...
Well, read it again, so I...
Where'd it go? Oh, has there ever been a time where you almost married? If this is too personal, don't worry about answering. Love and hugs, Susie.
No, I've never been close, although I always joke that I was engaged once. When I was 19, I think it was 19 or 20, I went on a bus trip. When I was working at the Pentagon, I went on a bus trip with a coworker up to Manhattan. And we went up, it was around the holidays, we went up to see the Follies. yeah, whatever they're called. Yeah. The Rockettes and their Christmas show. And we were in the bar of our hotel, and two young girls looking cute and everything. And our bartender was from Spain, and he kept talking to me and talking to me and talking to me. And after we'd been there a while, he asked me to marry him, and which of course I didn't take the slightest bit seriously. I figured he either was just playing or he was an immigrant looking for a green card, and in either case, that's not why I marry someone. So that's why I'm not married.
So we're moving on to Instagram.
Right.
So this question comes from Makeup by Shay. How do you feel about YouTube? Do you think it's changed? Do you think your favorite YouTubers have changed?
Not at all. I mean, Jen and I have talked about this, or I have commented about this on her videos. Even though she is somewhat towards the mature, she's not mature in the way that I am mature at 65. But, she's not one of the, teenage 20s YouTubers either. She's kind of in the middle. But she follows a lot of the big YouTubers, Jeffree Star and Jaclyn Hill and all those folks. And there tends to be a lot of drama in that community, okay? Manny MUA, all that bunch. There tends to be drama. And then there are whole channels that are created to talk about that drama. And that is so far outside of my wheelhouse. I stay away from it. I have no desire. I'm not subscribed to any of those people. I was subscribed to Manny MUA for a long time, but I don't think I am anymore. I was never subscribed to Jeffree Star, Jaclyn Hill, any of those folks. My heroes in the makeup community on YouTube are all over 40 and 50. So, yeah.
The next question comes from Walk In for Life. What are your top 3 makeup products since doing YouTube? What techniques have you learned that has really changed your makeup application? Finally, what are your top 3 makeup brushes?
Okay, let me start at the end and work back. Top makeup brushes. Well, I had 4. I forgot that she asked for 3. So I brought my 4 that I use every single time I put on makeup. Oh, I thought you were sneezing. This is the Real Technique eye shading brush. I use it every single time I put on makeup until recently, and I'll tell you why in a minute. This is a crown brush that I got in one of my Ipsy bags years ago, and I love it. It's a double-ended brush. Let me see if it identifies itself. Wow. It says crease and something. It's almost worn off because that's where I hold it. I don't use this end much because I have a pencil brush that I love. But this end, wow, yes, I use it all the time. I use it for my crease. And this one is the Sigma Domed Utility E34. Every time I put on an outer V color, that's what I use. This one is my Sigma All Over Blend E37. It does what it says. It's got a nice big brush on there, and it's great for blending. And as an older person, what I do is I don't only blend this way. I also blend this way because of the crepiness. And the one I wanted to give an honorable mention because it's only a month old is the Chikuhodo AF4. It's a flat shading brush. And I'm telling you, you pick up some shadow with that, you can go right across your eyelid in one swoop. And I can't do that with my Real Techniques. So those are my favorite brushes. Remind me of the other question. Something was about my favorite makeup products since I've joined YouTube. 3 favorite makeup products or something?
What are your top 3 makeup products? Oh, no. Wait, I don't mean to do that.
Okay.
And the techniques that you learned over YouTube.
I would not say, and I don't mean to sound arrogant at all when I say this, but I don't really think that I have learned a great deal of technique on YouTube because I had a lot of technique when I came to YouTube. And that's part of why I wanted to do a channel. I have been a student of makeup artistry for decades. I have read loads of books, Kevin Aquan, all kinds of books on makeup artistry. Some things I learned here, I've learned a lot about skincare here. I will tell you that. I've learned a lot about Retin-A. I've learned a lot about derma rolling. That kind of stuff. I've learned a lot about skincare. Almost everything I've learned about skincare, I've learned on YouTube. Makeup-wise, products, yes. I've learned about a lot of products that I never knew about, but not so much in terms of technique. Products, wow. 5 years of YouTube, it's hard to narrow down 3 products, but I would say my Lorac Mega Pro 2 and 3 palettes. Wow, this is really hard.
You meant to show these too.
No, those are laying out here from the last video I did.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
thought they was over here for you to show.
Gosh. I guess the eye primer I use, which is Bare Minerals Prime Time. And the under eye concealer I use, which is Bare Minerals Bare Skin. That it?
Yep.
Okay, and I answered the last question, right?
Yeah, the top 3 makeup brushes.
Makeup brushes. Okay. Oh gosh, we're over 21 minutes. Gosh. Okay, sorry for yakking on so long, but I did want to answer all the questions. Take care. Be well. And always
be yourself.
Bye. Can you press the button for me?